Good evening, Georgetown. As I always say, red is such a beautiful color. I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for sticking it out through all of that rain. When that rain started to come down, I said, oh Lord, Manifesto launch done. But when I saw you all pack up on it a little bit of shade there, I said, my people are still with us, and rain ain't gonna stop this reggae jam. The progressive train is moving on, rain or shine, and you have proved that tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, our purpose here tonight is a simple one. As patriotic Caymanians, we have come to present to you our vision of a better Cayman. We have listened to thousands of you over the last few months from every corner of these three islands. We have consulted also a wide cross-section of the business community, the professional, religious, and civic groups. And so, ladies and gentlemen, in essence, our vision is your vision. Folks, what will make the difference? What will make the difference to your lives and to the lives of your children and grandchildren is how we make that journey to realize that vision. What opportunities will be available to you to help you reach your goals? How you will be able to make the lives of your children better than your own, and whether you will have a stake in this country that we all call home. These are the values that have informed our vision and our plan for this country, and to get your lives and the lives of everyone in this country back on course. We are not asking you to make this journey alone. We will walk with you every step of the way, and we will work hard every day so that you can live your dreams. Those dreams are within your grasp, and together we will make sure that they come true. We know that many of you are feeling marginalized, feeling like you are outsiders in your own country. We know this not because the unemployment figures tell us so, although they do. We know this not because the literacy figures tell us so, although they do. But you have told us so. And, ladies and gentlemen, we have heard you. And that is why we have developed a people-centered action plan to get this country back on course. So when Woody spoke to you about continuing our drive to modernize the way we teach our children, it is not only about improving figures and statistics or completing schools that have been abandoned by the UDP. And yes, even though they don't seem to understand it, the environment in which we teach our children does really matter. It is about making our children confident, well-equipped 21st century citizens who will help to take this country forward in the years to come. It is about giving them options so that each one will be the best that he or she can be. It is about giving our children the tools and opportunities that will allow them to compete in the global job market that really is what Cayman has now. It is about allowing our young people to take their rightful place in a fair and just society, in this place that we call home, this beloved isle, Cayman. And folks, when Joey laid out our plans to grow businesses, whether big or small, it is because we recognize that for our country to flourish, the private sector must be a vibrant participant in our economy. If we are going to reduce the cost of government, as the Miller-Shaw report has recommended, and we support this, The answer is not to send home thousands of our public servants or to cut their salaries. The answer is for government to reduce the waste, work smarter, and for us to bring balance back to the economy, as Marco has just told you. And folks, the best way of achieving this balance is for the private sector to employ more Caymanians. As a government, we have to provide the opportunities for businesses to grow so that they in turn can give each of you employment. So that when we roll back the life-sucking taxes and fees imposed on businesses by the UDP, when we roll back those life-sucking taxes that the UDP imposed upon you, it is to allow businesses the space to expand and diversify and make their contribution to reviving our economy. It is to allow them to become more competitive, because this will help to drive down the cost of living. But folks, I tell you proudly tonight that we are going much further than that. We are going to provide the opportunity for Caymanians, whether you are born here or whether you have come to make this place your home. We're going to provide you with the opportunity to own your own businesses. We have heard from those among you who have the ideas and the ambition to be self-employed, but who have difficulty in getting loans from commercial banks. We will provide the financing and the business support to let you live your dreams. We are not going to throw you under the bus or the truck or the car or the plane and simply say, it wasn't me, like some other people do. We are going to provide the conditions for the creation of a new class of entrepreneurs all across these beautiful islands. You too must have a stake in your country, whether you're a plumber, a mechanic, a hairdresser, a manicurist, a landscaper, or a dress designer. It doesn't matter what your talent. Once you have a viable idea, under the Progressives administration, you will be given the opportunity to contribute to your own development, to the security of your families, and to the growth of this beloved country we all care so deeply for. And so, folks, at its heart, this manifesto, which I hope each of you will leave here with a copy of tonight, this manifesto is about JOBS, jobs. Jobs, jobs, jobs. All of our strategies to grow the productive sectors dovetail into greater employment for Caymanians and residents. And so, when we tell you that we are going to bring sound financial management to government, it is not only because the FFR, the Framework for Fiscal Responsibility, demands it. It is because we fully understand that we will not be able to implement the plans we have to benefit Caymanians and residents without it. And ladies and gentlemen, I must speak here tonight to some of the myths that have been cultivated over the past 4 years by those who do not wish the Progressives well. The last PPM administration was criticized for spending too much on infrastructure, for building too many schools, for spending too much on education, and on leaving the country in deficit. Folks, the fact is that the spending on infrastructure was not only long overdue and sorely needed, but it is an investment that will be enjoyed and benefited by generation after generation of Caymanians for many years to come. Absent some terrible disaster, the Clifton Hunter campus and the government administration building will be there long after all of us who are here tonight have passed on to our eternal reward. Furthermore, regardless of what they say about us, you can see wherever block every ton of steel, and every load of asphalt went under our administration. Can you imagine, folks, what it would cost the country if we had to undertake those projects today or in another 5 or 10 years? But more importantly, I need to say this. The world economy was still growing in 2006 when we developed our capital development plan. So if they want to criticize us for not having a crystal ball and not seeing this big financial meltdown coming, then I say we were in good company. The economies in the world's leading financial centers were devastated by the global financial crisis. Many of them have still not recovered to the pre-crisis conditions, and many of those in Europe, in the EU, including the UK, are still very much in crisis. It was only in the dying months of our administration that the full impact of the global financial crisis became clear. And that is not because we did not have our concerns or ask for advice from the technocrats. In fact, to this very day, we still do not know the true extent of the deficit because no audited financial figures have ever been published. The UDP have done everything in their power over the course of the last 4 years to make you believe that the global recession had no impact on the finances of this country and that it was the capital works that were started by the PPM that is to blame for the deficit. But if you remember, ladies and gentlemen, within months of them taking office, they were blaming the recession for their own inability to get things done. And in fact, 4 years later, 4 long, sad years later, we are still asking, what have they got done for all of the money that they have spent? And so, ladies and gentlemen, I say tonight that if they stop telling lies about me, I will stop telling the truth about them. But knowing what I know about them, I don't think I'm in any danger of having to stop telling the truth. Folks, when we tell you that good governance is important, it is not only because it is morally desirable and the right thing to do. It is because we believe that the resources of this country must be harnessed for the benefit of each and every one of you. Contrary to the belief of some candidates in this election, the resources of government do not belong to whoever has been elected to government and the people who support them. If I wasn't here, I would say that was theft, but because I'm here, I won't call it that. Ladies and gentlemen, we in the Progressives do not have to indulge in theatrics about signing some code of conduct and code of ethics a few weeks before an election to persuade you that you should vote for us. Even our greatest detractors know that the Progressives is the party of integrity because everyone has seen how we behave when we are in government. We live by our principles each and every day. We know the value of having a good reputation in the international financial community. We also know that larger, more influential countries are looking for any excuse to crack down on us and find some way to squeeze us out of the financial services business. We in the Progressives will always be on guard to push back against attacks on our legitimate right to provide financial services. That we must do so with openness and transparency is the first prerequisite to rebuilding the confidence that has been so badly shattered by the spectacle of the first Premier of the Cayman Islands being hauled before the Grand Court to face 11 charges of criminal conduct. and more to come. Remember, Alden told you that tonight, more to come. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the image. That is the image of the Cayman Islands that remains in the minds of the foreign investors that we are trying to attract here. And when I speak about these things, it is not to be unkind or even to score political points, although I like them, but it is to demonstrate to you that the Cayman Islands can no longer afford this kind of leadership. On the 22nd of May, we must say no to the UDP. All of them. Not just the leader, every single one. Even those who now call themselves by some other name, some PNA or something, they must get the same treatment. Folks, we have all seen the damage that ill-conceived fly-by-night schemes have had on our country. Like you, we know the cost to our tourism industry and to our economy of not having the cruise berthing built and the airport expanded. Ladies and gentlemen, the cost of uncertainty and indecision has become too high a cost for the people of the Cayman Islands to bear. And on the 22nd of May, we have to change the leadership. Folks, we also now know as well the cost of greed and of sending a boy to do a man's work. The only thing that the UDP did not sign away in the port deal with the Chinese was the water in the harbor. And if they get back in, they're probably gonna sign that away too. I say to you, folks, tonight, at this time and in this place, that not only can we do better, but we must do better. We have it within each and every one of us to be the leaders of our communities, of our churches, of our schools, of our youth groups, of our service clubs, of our sporting organizations. Each of us must have the confidence to go for the gold. The team that you see behind me tonight is committed to giving each of you the chance to be all that you can be. When you read our manifesto, you will see that we provide the opportunities, the policies, and the mechanisms to give you that chance. It will not be business as usual. We have identified new ways of doing all things better. We have provided innovative solutions to some of our nagging problems. We are going to empower you to take charge of your lives, whether it is through education, self-employment, new types of jobs, or the ability to earn a decent wage. We have put people at the center of development, whether it is through a reform of our immigration law and the system that administers it, or through opportunities for technical and vocational education, or, as Tony will tell you in a few minutes when he speaks, by a new approach to preventative medicine. Our vision, therefore, is of a Cayman Islands where businesses are prospering and Caymanians and permanent residents can find good-paying jobs and compete effectively for the positions they want. A Cayman Islands where competition and greater efficiency keeps the cost of living down and where government lives within its means. A Cayman Islands that diversifies its economy through pillar industries so that it is better able to withstand external shocks. A Cayman Islands where our people live in harmony, supporting others, and being supported by a good and caring government. A Cayman Islands where a progressive government will serve you, the people, and not our associates and ourselves. This is our vision. This is the progressive vision. And with your support and your votes on the 22nd of May, it, ladies and gentlemen, can become a reality. I ask you to support this vision. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you to support this vision by voting in Borden Town for Mr. Osborne Borden, Mr. Anthony Eden, Mr. Wayne Panton, and Mr. Alva Saku. For voting in West Bay for Mr. Woody DeCosta, Mr. Dalkeith Bothwell, Captain Brian Ebanks, and Rayburn Farrington. And in Georgetown, for Kenneth Bryan, Joey Hugh, Marco Archer, Lucille Seymour, Kirk Tibbetts, and poor old me. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Grand Cayman team. What are you going to do about Cayman Brac? I want you to make sure that Moses Colonel is again the first elected member for Cayman Brac. Tomorrow night, we are going to Cayman Brac to show the Brackers that he has our full support for everything he wants to do for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. If any of you can make it, please come. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Progressives team. I am immensely proud of each and every one of them, and I am proud and honored and humbled that they have chosen me as their leader. I ask you for your full support in these upcoming elections. You have been wonderful tonight. You've been wonderful all along the campaign trail. God bless you, my people, and God bless these beloved Cayman Islands. Good night.